This is David with the Shepherd School, and I've got a book for you here today. It's called In The Gravest Extreme, The Role of Firearm and Personal Protection by Mossy Ayoob. So Moss is one of those guys where you hate him or you love him. And, you know, I've never personally met the guy. I have corresponded with him via email some. And I like a lot of the stuff he writes is really good. You know, some of his videos are really good. And I use this book and one of his other books that I'll be reviewing here in a second in almost every class that I have. There's a lot of stuff in this book that, you know, is useful, you know, in teaching firearms. How to store your firearms, you know, talk about citizens arrest. You know, if you're going to carry a gun for self-defense, you really ought to look into some of this stuff. Just talk about some of the chapters. Lethal force, self-defense and lethal force, like I said, citizens arrest, Samaritans with guns, women and guns, guns in your store, guns in your home, guns in the street, guns in your car, deterrent effect, high price of handgun, machismo, picking a gun, what caliber to use, basic gunfighting techniques. This is a pretty good, you know, basic guide, and I think it probably goes real good with my book, shameless plug. But what I like about this book is this is one of the only books that he's got that really talks about, you know, his history, right? You know, how he got to be who he is, you know, in the introduction. And I'll tell you, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but he's got kind of a contrarian view of guns in the workplace, and it comes from his personal experience with his father, who got shot in a robbery. You know, maybe not carrying the gun on your person. You go in a gun store and they all got guns on their sides. That might not be the best way, and so he talks a little bit about that. So anyway, I think this is well worth the price. It's not a very expensive book, and you probably ought to get it if you're going to carry guns for self-defense, because the more of these self-defense books that you have, especially the better they are. You know, with chapters like guns and machismo, you know, if you ever get in a situation where you've got to go to court, you know, this shows that you're a reasonable person, or one thing that helps show you're a reasonable person, because here's my depth of knowledge. I didn't just go get the permit, but I got the permit, I got these books, I did some continuing education, I kept wanting to better myself so I'd be a better shooter and a better citizen. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and until next time, you can always catch us online at prepperbookshelf.com. Thank you.